Hello everyone, MarkyMark here, and I'm playing Shandalar. So I'm playing Shandalar because some people in Discord asked, hey, I have a little bit of trouble getting started with this game. So I figured, hey, I'll make a little guide of me playing, let's say, the first half hour or so, to show you how I typically play Shandalar. Of course, you can do this however you want. This is just to give you a sense of, hey, if you're looking to pick up this game and to become better at it, what do you do? So let's start a new game. I typically play at sorcerer level, gives me a nice little challenge, while I find wizard just slightly too hard. Then out of the colors to pick, typically white is the best, because white has access to the sword, which can teleport you to cities that are under attack, but I like small aggressive creatures, so I'm going to go for green. And then typically what you can do with Shandalar is think in advance a little bit, hey, what type of strategy do I want? So do I want to make more elves with nice big creatures, or do I want to focus more on flyers? Maybe I want to build a control deck and then build towards that. Now let's see if we can pick a nice wizard, yeah, like this guy, and let's call him, MarkyMark. Alright, so now we are in the world, and what we want to do is first start building our deck. So let's head for nearest city. In this case, this is a city, Mardrake Tower, and then what you see here is that you can buy food for an amount of gold. And what you want for the cities to sell your stuff in is for the cities that buy 10 gold for 25 gold, because those are the most expensive cities, and then those also have the best prices for your cards. So let's see what we have here. So we have a bunch of green cards, and then I see there's also a couple of red cards here, some artifacts, and some blue cards. I'm going to remove all the blue stuff and everything that is not green or red. So let's see, let's take out all of this stuff. And then just keep in the red stuff that is at least somewhat playable. So let's see, this stuff kind of works. So this is a big guy. Yeah, at least these are creatures, right? So they're not the best creatures there are, but they'll work. And I'll just take out all the stuff that doesn't really do anything, right? So yeah, this one is flying, so that is kind of nice. And anything that is just not in my colors or not a creature, I'm going to take out. You'll see that I have 11 lands and 31 cards. This means that when I play against an opponent, it will fill up my cards with lands until I have 40 cards. So in this case, I just need a bunch more creatures to fill out my deck. I'm going to buy, well, just anything that is at least moderately playable and put that stuff in my deck. And then here it also says trade with green amulets for red cards. I'm going to do that. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that I can pick from. I'm going to buy a couple of lightning bolts, which are common, so they only choose one. They cost one amulet, so that gives me a nice little upgrade because, well, lightning bolt is quite strong. So then let's see where we want to go. So typically what we want to do is go to villages to buy cards and then try to sell them in expensive cities. So over here, let's go east to this city over here. See if we can buy some nice stuff. And here, for instance, we can buy this thing, and this thing. This is just to sell somewhat later. And then I can do quests. So quests come in a couple of flavors. You either have to defeat something, so in this case a Tusk Guardian, the elephant man, which has been managing this village, or you have to bring something somewhere. Well, right now I'm very weak, so I don't want to battle any opposing things, but what I'm going to do is buy some food. So in this case I still have 66 food. This gives me a little bit of a buffer. And then let's head into my first lair. So you'll see these random locations pop up on the map. So this is the white lair, and there you find either free cards or something else that's good. Now almost all of these are good. I'm going to actually sell some stuff because I have very little money. So let's start selling some stuff so that, well, I have to get to a more expensive city to to get to sell for more money, but for now this will do. So I need a little bit more gold, and I'm just gonna buy some cards here that I plan to sell somewhere in the future. Here this says, take a message south to my brother in Nevermore Shrine. He will reward me with a green amulet. So this is just bring something somewhere and then you get a free amulet. Sometimes you get a mana link. Mana link is extra life. That is obviously one of the best things to have. But an amulet at this stage in the game is perfectly fine. You get a free card. That's good. Hall of the Sultan. So here you can battle something and then get these cards. I think I am a little bit too weak. So I'm going to leave quietly. If I was stronger, maybe I would have battled that because those cards are quite nice. Let's see if they have some more good stuff here. This Penumbra Worm is quite nice, but a little bit expensive for what I have right now. And then, I don't want all this other stuff, but I will put in this Cliffrunner Behemoth, and maybe this should be it. Let's see what kind of quest he has. Ape Lord. Ape Lord is quite strong. So what I'm going to do is just walk around a little bit more, go to another village, hopefully buy some more cards, and then hopefully find somewhere to sell my cards. Now, Elvish Magi is quite strong. I'm going to pay him a little bit of money to not have to battle him. But hopefully somewhere in the future I will be able to actually battle these guys. Let's see what I get here. It's another one where you have to defeat something, and let's go to Craig Spire. And again, I'm running low on money, so whether this is 25 or not, I'm going to sell some stuff. So let's sell, for instance, this thing over here, this thing over here. You see that I made a little bit of profit there, but not that much. But let's just get a little bit of money in there. And then let's see what they sell over here. Nothing I want. And this elemental is again quite strong. So I'm just gonna walk around, try to buy some stuff, sell some stuff, and once you get in the neighborhood of a castle, so in this case the green castle, it might be that that you have to battle someone because you cannot pay them off to not fight them. So this is going to be very rough, especially because the summoner is quite good. But let's try and make this work. So in this case, I'm gonna play just this little spike drone over here. Then say to Wayfinder, get a forest and start battling. Now they are starting at quite a low life total, so that helps a lot. But I might be in trouble here. So let's see, yeah, I'm just gonna battle for 4, and then with life gift they get, I think this is the one where, yeah, when a land enters the battlefield they get a life back. But I want to, let's see, this one is 1/1, and then if I play a Primal Clay, it gets +1/+1, yeah, that would be good, but, okay, weird. So Primal Clay a little bit buggy, not sure what happened there. Yeah, this is very close to over, I would say. Let's see what this is. Haste guy that can attack for now, so let's play him. And privileged position, okay. Yeah, not going too hard, but hey, if the opponent draws absolutely nothing, we have a shot here. So let's see if they draw absolutely nothing. Another acidic slime, and now I think we are in real trouble. Oh no, we actually won. Wow, that is amazing. Did not expect it. Then we get to a diamond mine. I think here we can buy stuff 4 amulets, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy one of the best creatures there is, namely Flame Tongue Kavu. I really enjoy this card. It's one of the strongest in my opinion there is. So let's put this Flame Tongue in our deck, and then let's see if we can find some nice new cards to buy. So let's see, this one is quite strong and only 90. This one we need, and yeah, we're starting to get cooking, so that is good. So let's see, now we have 16 lands, which means that we can start to get rid of some creatures. So let's see, yeah, this is kind of like flyer. This guy is a little bit weaker, so I'm going to remove him. This guy is a little bit weaker, so we still have 17 lands at 40 cards, so let's keep it at that. And then let's continue to find a city which sells for 25, because then we can make some money. And we are getting in the neighborhood where, let's see, this one seems strong enough. This one not so much. This one also not so much. So let's put this guy in here, and then let's see if we can get rid of anything. Pop, pop. This seems quite strong. This one, oh yeah, the primal clay was bugged, right? So let's take that out. And then take a blue land spell north to the Keeper of Nevermore Shrine. We have a blue land spell because we have an island. And then a mana link is quite strong because that is an extra life. Oh no, so this is a dragon. Dragons are quite strong. Let's see if they get screwed like the summoner was. But in principle, I expect to lose this quite handily. So let's see if that is indeed the case. Yeah. Let's attack with Spike Drone, see if he blocks. He does not. Now, at least the Ledge Walker with the Spike Drone is quite a nice combo. So let's see if he blocks. So he cannot. And now we have 2 unblockable creatures, which I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, because the Kurt Ape is also attacking back, and I expect that he will play some more creatures quite quickly. Alright, so far so good. So let's keep attacking for 3. And now he hits me back for another 3. Yeah, this seems quite strong. Dragon Lair Spider is, whenever an opponent casts a spell, create a 1/1 green insect token. And we have all these flyers to hit him back with. He also does some pretty nasty stuff, but we are close to killing him. Because and we are lucky that he does not attack, so let's bolt him in the face and attack with the flying guys. Well, this is amazing because now we have a lot of cards, which is fantastic to have. And what I'm going to do here is save the game. So let's save the game. Now, of course, you can save scum all you want. I'm not going to save scum this run, but you can save scum as you want in this game, which I recommend for newer players. You don't want to save scum if you're a more experienced player, because, well, part of the fun is just working with whatever happens. But hey, if you're just starting out, why not make it a little bit easier for yourself? So I'm just gonna keep hitting with my flyers. He now also has a flyer, but so far so good. And here you see why Flame Tongue Kavu is so strong, because not only do you do 4 damage to a creature of an opponent, you also keep a 4/2 guy, which is quite strong. Alright, these sorceresses keep attacking us, which I am okay with. So let's see, what is this? Oh, what is this guy? a 2-1 guy. Yeah, let's play a 2-1 guy. And then let's see if we can attack into something. And let's make it a Wayfinder and a Steam Hopper. And now I'm just going to offer the trade, see if he takes it. He takes it, which is fine. Let's see, I want to go with the Ogre Gatecrasher first and then hopefully Flame Tongue something later. Still no real need to Flame Tongue something, so I'm just gonna make an Elvish Ranger and then see if I can Flame Tongue the next thing that he plays, and indeed I can do that, and now hit him down to 0. So they are dead. Let's see, both of these I don't really want, but I want cards at the beginning so that I can make some money selling stuff. So again, I'm running kind of low on money, so I'm going to make some changes to the deck and sell some stuff. So let's see what we have. So sell this thing, sell this thing. Not entirely sure what would be good to sell. Sell the wastes, sell this thing, and this seems okay. The Honden, shall we put in the Honden? Yeah, why not? And let's take out some of the weaker cards in here. This one is, well, it kills the opponent quite quickly, so why not? And yeah, let's take one of those Gatecrashers. They don't really do too much. I do have very few mountains, but I haven't found a way to buy a lot of mountains yet. So I'm just gonna stick with doing this. Enchantress for colorless cards. Now, colorless cards, there are some really good ones, like some of the swords. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find an Enchantress and actually battle her, because I think our deck is getting to the power level where we can actually beat some things. And then getting something like a Sword of Fire and Ice would be quite strong. So let's see if we can manage that. So at least we start with a 1-drop, that is fantastic, and then into a 2-drop. So very strong start, especially because the opponent starts at 12, well, now a little bit higher, but not by too much. And I'm just going to Lightning Reflexes this thing, because now it's a 3-1 first striker, and that is going to punch through a lot of things. Let's give the Steam Hopper flying, and then keep attacking for 4, and now we have this Honden of Infinite Rage, which also seems strong. Alright, the Albino Troll can regenerate, so I'm not gonna attack into that. I'm going to keep my first striker on defense. And now I don't really have a choice except to... Oh, I cannot even block this thing. Yeah, then I get annihilated. Oh well, what can you do? Let's find another Enchantress. Let's see if we can find one that we can actually beat. The last one was quite strong. And let's get started with this. We have one of our strongest cards in our hand with the Flame Tongue Kavu, so that is nice to have. So let's see what our opponent has to say about that. An ATOG, is that worth killing? Yeah, why not? Then let's see if they also kill other stuff of ours. Yeah, let's just offer the trade. That's fine. And then get another land in there. And then keep attacking. And let's play this Ogre Gatecrasher. See what happens. Now we can make a big ass worm, which is good. And we are winning this quite handily, I think, now. Alright, let's keep taking the cards because I want to make some more money. And duplicate cards, of course, sometimes you get these rewards where you get a duplicate card. Now, this is obviously better if you're already far into the game and you have a Time Walk or an Ancestral Recall or so. But I am quite happy with taking another Flametongue Kavu because it is such a strong card. So let's put that in there. And let's see if we need to put anything else in there. Not yet. Let's take out this Elvish Ranger and let's see if we can put in another land. We can not. Alright. Then let's keep looking for this Enchantress individual. I don't want him, but I must duel him. So let's fight. And last time we beat him, we were pretty lucky too, I think. So let's see what happens now. Well, we're not drawing the best, a lot of lands here, but our opponent is drawing even worse because they missed their second land drop, and now they have an Ancient Tomb, which is fine, but will also cost them quite a bit of damage, and they're already at 7 now. So let's beat him down some more, and I think they're now at 3, and we can lightning bolt them, which is good. And let's see if we can find that Enchantress now. Let's walk into the forest a little bit. Ah, there is one. The Lauren Oasis is not so far away. So from time to time, opposing mages, they will send an envoy to attack one of the cities. If they're not too far away, you can try to challenge them. If they are far away, well, it's better to let them go. Here again, our hand is quite okay. We just start with the 2/1 guy. And in this case, yeah, because this is an Enchantress, they can load up the Ledgewalker with, well, a lot of enchantments. So I'm just going to offer the trade and see if they take it, and they take it. So here, name of the game is just do a lot of damage quickly, and then hopefully this is going to be enough to overwhelm them before they really get their footing and put a lot of enchantments on big creatures. Hopefully that will not happen. So let's see, normally I would Flametongue Kavu this, but of course they have enough mana to regenerate it. Ooh, that is a big creature. So let's see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer up this 2/1 guy and then just hit it for an additional 4 with the Flametongue Kavu. Opponents tend to be pretty aggressive in trading. Here I'm also going to offer the trade because I'm so close to killing him. So this was a good strategy because now I actually killed him, and again I'm going to take some cards and then hopefully sell them somewhere in the future for some amount of money. There's a cleric attacking. Yeah, I'm happy to take them on. They are typically not so strong, but of course, as with everything, any opposing deck can quickly get out of hand. So also because this is a deck that consists mostly of small creatures, I'm just going to lightning bolt that first creature and not worry about that too much. Here, do I want to Flametongue that guy? Yeah, I think I do, because then I have a 4/2 Flametongue to hit them for a lot of damage, and that is going to be, well, in this case, enough even, because we have, I thought that the last card was Lightning Reflex, was also a Lightning Bolt. But no matter, we have defeated them, which is good. Also getting this Suchi in also seems quite strong. But we just need, what we need mostly now is a bunch of mountains. So let's take out some of the weaker cards, like for instance this thing. Yeah, okay, we could keep it in. Let's put in, yeah, I think we have 13, 17, 18 lands. 18 lands is plenty. Let's see what this thing is. Yeah, no, I don't want that. Alright, we need to go back to Nevermore Shrine to get our reward. So let's walk past a couple of villages, see if we can buy some more nice stuff. Yeah, like a Yefimaya Barbarian. Additional forest is fine. Let's put in this guy, and I also want this because I'm so low on mountains that I actually want to put that in. And yeah, so 11, 12, 16, 17, yeah, seems fine. And let's buy some food. All right, so what I'm now mostly looking for is just ways to improve my deck. I'm also looking for a town to sell off a lot of these excess cards I have, and then in the meantime just try to make this deck just a little bit stronger. So let's see, I'm gonna take out that Gatecrasher and then just hopefully make it to a city where I can offload some of these cards, make some money, and then hopefully buy some nice cards somewhere in the future. So as I said, what I'm looking for in terms of the colorless cards, I want a sort of Fire and Ice. I think that would be quite nice. This thing is also incredible, could also be quite nice. I'm going for a slightly cheaper option, so in this case sort of Fire and Ice, which I'm going to put in there, and then let's see, I'm going to sell off one of the more expensive things. Yeah, let's keep going for more villages. So, okay, let's go to this mill over here. And now I am in one of these more expensive cities. So now what I'm going to do is just offload a ton of cards. So all this stuff that I'm not going to play, I'm just gonna sell off all of that stuff. So let's see. So, and yeah, restock. Yeah, maybe I'll use that somewhere in the future. But all this other stuff, I'm not going to sell now. Stampede goes for quite a bunch of money. Lands I don't tend to sell that much because, well, you never know if you're going to use it. And now I have 3,000 gold, which is of course quite nice. And exactly the card I was looking for, namely a mountain. And this is like a 2/1 guy. Yeah, do I want this? No, I don't want this. So mountain goes in, forest comes out. And now I am getting close to where I want to be. So now I can check, hey, what kind of things do I need to improve my deck? So what I want to do, because I like doing that, is maybe go for a nice little Naya type of deck with Stoneforge Mystic. So I already have the sort of Fire and Ice. So let's see, and I also have a Temple Garden. So let's add some white cards and then see if I can kind of upgrade this to a Naya deck that has some Stoneforge Mystics in it, maybe get some Wild Nacatls, and then in that sense just make it into a nice deck. So let's see, Sorceress seems like just a 2/2 would be good against them, and it is. So let's see, Auto Tapper does not really do a good job in keeping open a mountain for my Lightning Bolt. So let's see if they go for 2/1. Yeah, quite nice. Also somewhat expected. And then let's hit them down to almost 0. So here you see why it's so important to be aggressive, because, well, the opponents start at such a low life total that it's really nice to be aggressive. So now is approximately the time when I start thinking about taking dungeon clues. Well, because I want to maybe use that earthquake somewhere in the future, I'm going to hold off on it, and I want that earthquake. All right, again, seems like quite an okay hand. Now the Sedge Beast is normally a land destruction deck, which, well, can be good, can be bad for you depending on how many lands you draw. It seems like we're drawing quite well in terms of the number of lands. Yeah, so let's hit the Jackal Pup for 4 and then evolve our Crocanura, and then we are already winning, mostly on the back of Flametongue Kavu, which is an amazing card. Let's see, do I want any of this? Yeah, maybe the Citadel Centaurs, maybe the Ogre Shaman, they seem quite strong. So let's put them in there. Now, this guy also wants the battle, and they mulligan to almost nothing, which is of course good for us. So let's see, let's make a Suchi, and then we are close to killing them, I think. But how do we do this? Yeah, let's see if they want to trade with our Suchi. They do not. And then I want to make a sort of Fire and Ice, because I think if I give the Suchi Pro Red, that will be enough to win this game. Yeah, that was a really strong one. I want that Lord of Shatterskull pass, so let's also put that in there, and then start thinking about, hey, where do we want to go with this? So I want to make a nice little Stoneforge Mystic deck. So let's see. Stoneforge Mystic, yeah, alright, good. And then red amulets for any creatures. Is there anything that I want? Yeah, as I said, I also want Wild Nacatls, because I want to make a nice little Naya deck. And Wild Nacatl is quite a strong part of that, so you get an early creature down, equip them with a sword of some kind or bear skull, and then become a lot stronger quite quickly. Alright. Yeah, let's put in this Wild Nacatl. Maybe this one, maybe the Lord of Shatterskull pass, maybe this one. See, is there anything that I don't really want? Yeah, this one doesn't seem too strong. Maybe take out some of these steam hoppers. Getting a little bit high costed, but still seems fine. And essentially what I want to do now is look for, well, the Sword of Resistance, which is up there with green cards at the very top. So I'm going to make a beeline for that, because the Sword of Resistance allows you to spend white amulets to instantly teleport to locations that are under siege. And in the meantime, what I want to do is, yeah, just pick up a bunch more cards and look at a lot of these lairs. Pelaka Worm seems quite strong. So let's put that in over, well, okay, so getting really, really top heavy now, but so I would, let's see, the Crag Spire East. Now that's a little bit out of the way. I want to go to the Sword of Resistance village. So let's see. This I do not need. I don't want the battle. Mostly I'll skip any battle that you can do, except if it gets me white amulets. So white amulets are quite useful because of the Sword of Resistance. And over here, yeah, more great towers. That's where I want to go now. I want to explore a little bit more of the map, so I want to go mostly westward. That seems like a good idea. Let's see if I can get some more nice cards here. And the witch, I can then get green cards, and I think green cards are going to be worth it. And I also see that this is a village where they have 25 food, so I'm going to just sell off a bunch of stuff that I don't plan to use somewhere in the future. So let's sell off a bunch of stuff, get some money. And okay, yeah, that works out. And then this is the Sword of Resistance. So here you can risk one white amulet to reach a city under siege. It's the most useful thing there is. So I would always buy it and go out of your way to find it. Now the witch is regeneration based. It's a small-ish creature. This is something that we should be able to beat as long as we draw our mana. Of course, we became quite top heavy. So let's see if this works out the way we want it to. And I'm going to again use the best card in my deck, namely Flametongue Kavu, which he last kisses, and he hits me for 2, which is fine. And let's just keep playing some good creatures and then see where we end up. I think this looks like... Let's see what this thing have. Regeneration, okay, yeah. That works, okay. So let's keep battling. Make this Lord of Shatterskull pass. Level it up, and it's a 6/6, which is again quite strong. I'm just gonna bolt this so that it's stabbed and then attack them for a bunch of damage. Now these cards I don't really want, so I'm going to take my first dungeon clue, which has these lands and contains small white creatures. Now each dungeon has 3 clues, and then after 3 clues you know exactly where it is, what effects are in place in the dungeon, and what type of creatures are in there. Now let's see, for green cards, what am I looking for? So something that would be nice is maybe Birds of Paradise, maybe Green Sun Zenith. I quite enjoy Green Sun Zenith because it gives you a lot of flexibility, especially if you pick up a Dryad Arbor somewhere. So I'm going to go with a Green Sun Zenith, and that Green Sun Zenith, yeah, Citadel Centaurs, yeah, maybe not, because well, it's not that strong of a card. And then I'm also going to sell this Void Shatter. So let's see where we go now. More colorless cards over there to the left. So I am just going to go to the left and then hopefully find some more lairs, get a quest here. I'm not gonna bother with that stuff, but I do want a seer because I'm looking for something like a Batterskull or so. Visit some more lairs. The Tarkalos Mistfolk. Ooh. Could be 3 maybe. Nice. And then I get a nice card. But let's see if we can find a seer to battle. I do have an Underground River. I don't want to battle that vampire. Sure, Avatar is quite a nice card. And I do want this red land because I'm kind of hurting for red cards. So let's put in a red land and let's see, because the seer is around the island region. So let's hope that we can find that seer somewhere around the islands over here. I think that's a seer. Yeah. And then let's hope we can battle her and then maybe get a nice Batterskull. Let's see. Yeah, I made this deck a little bit too top heavy, so I do need to find some stuff that is maybe a little bit cheaper than what I have right now. But so far so good. Let's bolt this because I think this deck has a lot of small flying creatures and that is going to kill me quite quickly. My Barbarian is nice, and let's pump this top scout to give 2 more damage. And now we have lethal already. Let's see if they let both through. Yeah. Of course they do not, so okay. And then finally, yeah, let's hit them down to 0. Now let's again look at the dungeon clue. So this is a Crusade dungeon, which could be quite scary, but hopefully is quite doable. And then let's go back for our card. In this case, I want to get, yeah, what should we get? Should we get a Better Skull? I quite enjoy Better Skull because it's also really good in dungeons. So let's see if we can. It's good in dungeons because then life losses carry over. Let's take out one of the more expensive things. So for instance this thing, and then let's keep going. Yeah. And in the meantime, what I'm looking for is, so let's see, Alarum Sanctum. I'm looking for white amulets for my Sword of Resistance. I'm just gonna run into all these lairs to hopefully find a Nomad's Bazaar, because Nomad's Bazaar, that allows you to buy cards for money. They're quite rare, so you just have to keep looking for them and keep hoping. Now here I can get another mana link, which I'm going to do. So get another life in there. So immediately you see over here that my life total is now 12. So slowly but surely I'm becoming more and more powerful. And then I'm just gonna keep visiting villages to, well, buy stuff, to find these quests. So because I have so much money right now, I'm just not going to buy very cheap cards and sell them, but you can still in villages buy cheap cards, sell them for more. I am just going to keep going and find, hopefully somewhere along the line, additional cards just for my deck. So stuff like additional creatures that I can that I can find. Maybe find a Stoneforge Mystic, maybe find some additional equipment to go with that Stoneforge Mystic. But I feel like I am already, even though we've not been playing very long, I already feel that the deck is becoming quite nice and becoming quite powerful. So yeah, let's see what happens, but in principle this is going exactly in the direction that I want it to go. So let's continue. Yeah, that the Japanese Pridemate is a problem. That a Japanese Pridemate is definitely a problem now. So let's see if we can do something about that. Yeah, for now, yeah, this is going to be a problem. Let's see. If he doesn't play a creature, we can block it, but this is going to go quite badly. Yeah, I think this game is over. So I'm going to concede. I'm going to lose Flametongue Kavu, which is obviously not really ideal because, well, Flametongue Kavu is one of the stronger cards in my deck. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? And let's put in just a card. Oh, Giant Grove is quite nice. And this one I'm going to sell for some more money somewhere in the future because, well, it's a rare. And then I do not mind that too much. Let's take out the Lightning Reflexes because, well, west, yeah, west is where I'm going, so let's keep going. Oh, and that's exactly where the Undead Knight is attacking. Oh, it would be nice if we can actually be there in time to battle him. If not, also absolutely fine because, well, we're still in the early game. It's not really something that we need to do. So again, let's just attack for a bunch of damage. Let's see what our opponent does. So far nothing. This is of course very good for us. So let's make a nice 4/4. Ah, and they have artifact removal, so the 4/4 eats it. So yeah. Ooh, that is quite strong. So let's see this Ogre Shaman. It discards cards. Yeah, let's just put down a couple of roadblocks and keep attacking with the flying creatures. This one puts stuff into play tapped. Okay, yeah. That works. Let's see this Ogre Shaman. It is an instant. Okay, good. Enlightened Tutor 4. Well, not that scary of a card. I mean, they do gain a ton of life, but so far I feel like I am on the winning side of this. Simply because I have the Ogre Shaman. And the Ogre Shaman is going to kill that Pridemate immediately, because it is quite scary. Yeah, this is of course very, very strong. And let's equip it to our Silana Ledgewalker, and then just attack for a bunch of damage, draw a card, and so let's see, this could be quite bad. Let's see how bad it really is. 3, put that in front of that, and let's see, then I get 3, 4, 5, 9 damage. I think this is 7 damage. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, I think that does it. So, unfortunately, we also lose over here. Lose one of the big guys. Not too bad, but hey, what can you do? Let's buy some more stuff. Let's see. Let's put back a card in there. And let's put in a Temple Garden for R1. Well, the cattle, and then yeah, maybe put the lightning reflexes back in. Buy some food. Speak to the wise man. Here is a dungeon. So the dungeon, if you get dungeon clues, at a certain point it shows where the dungeon actually hides out. So this is, yeah, somewhere at the top, right, where we were already at. Windless Steading, so somewhere near northeast. But yeah, let's keep going to Eloran Sanctum, because that is where they want us to go. So of course you could also save scum this. Might have been a good idea to save scum this, because well, if I lose my Bear Skull I will not be too happy, but hey, what can you do? Scavenger Folk, of course, quite strong against my Suchi. So let's see if we can keep up. Yeah, it seems like not. Okay, so we also lose our Bear Skull, which is just unfortunate, but hey, what can you do? Overrun's quite nice, and I will put that in, I think. So just as I thought, I was becoming quite strong. It turns out that, well, I'm now losing a ton. So I guess I was lucky at the beginning, and now my luck is running out. But yeah, let's keep going here. So you can always buy more cards, find new cards. Should be absolutely fine. And you can always find another Better Skull. So let's see. Yeah, let's kill that Scavenger Folk, because I want to play a Suchi next turn. And then okay. Yeah, that was quite lucky that they used their Boreal Druid for mana and not just attack me for 5, because that would have done a lot more damage. So let's pump this thing and let's attack so that they need to block. And then I think, yeah, I'll let that through. And then attack for lethal. Yeah, Llanowar Elf's quite nice, I like that. So let's put that in our deck as soon as we can. And then, yeah, just keep going like this, huh? And let's see, where are we now? Yeah, let's bolt that Druid, because, well, that can accelerate them quite a bit. So we always bolt the bird, I suppose, and then yeah, off the trade. Some more creatures. Let's see, what do I want? I think I want to play sort of fire and ice. And then let's see what I want now. So let's bolt this thing. Then let's sort of fire and ice this up, and let's kill the Llanowar elves. Ah, that was unfortunate. I thought we would get them, so maybe I should have killed the 2/1 guy, but yeah, I figured, yeah, maybe choke him on mana a little bit, but yeah, that was obviously bad. So let's go to Lorien Sanctum. Let's see if we can beat the guy that took over the city. I think our deck is strong enough to do it, but of course, you never know what you're going to get against you. So we are getting in that neighborhood of, yeah, let's see, let's play a lightning bolt. See if he pumps. Do I want to kill that? Yeah, I think I do, because those pump knights are quite strong. Ah, Sword of Fire and Ice is fantastic, of course. Doubly fantastic when he plays something like that. Let's see, let's pump this thing up and let's sort it up, and then we are able to Sword of Fire and Ice it. It's quite lucky that we had the Sword of Fire and Ice on, because otherwise that guy that he just played would have been a huge problem. Yeah, let's keep attacking, see what we draw. And let's make Yavimaya Barbarian and a Golden Hind. And now we have killed them. So that's the nice thing of your opponents starting at low life total, is that you kill them quite quickly. And we get a black amulet. We can exchange that for any enchantments. Yeah, I'm not really interested in that. So let's just explore the map a little bit more. Again, looking for lairs to hopefully find a Nomad's Bazaar. But until I do, yeah, just looking also for white amulets and just general good cards. So maybe some lands, maybe some Stoneforge Mystics, stuff like that. So blue amulets, no, I'm not interested in that. Let's see what is over here. Black amulets for colorless cards, no, but I do want to battle a priestess for that, because that would be quite nice. And there's immediately a priestess, that is good. Because then I can, yeah, maybe either get hey, a Cadaverous Knight in my deck. That is weird. Oh well. Yeah. And let's Giant Growth this, because I think this is a strong guy over here. Oh, sometimes the priestess does this, by the way. It mind controls you, and then it just copies your deck. Well, we're quite lucky that they have a really bad draw, because our draw is also really bad. We do not have red mana, but fortunately our opponent's draw is even worse. So quite happy about that. So let's see, yeah, let's Flame Tongue there, Wild the Cattle, and leave up, well, let's also make Yavimaya Barbarian, and then we are close to winning. Yeah, let's just Lightning Bolt their face. Let's see, I don't want all of this stuff, so we get a Dungeon Clue, Oasis of Muldoon, no, I don't want that. And then colorless cards for our choice. So let's see, I said before I wanted this Better Skull, I still do. So let's get this Better Skull in there, because, well, it is really, really strong. And let's take out something. Let's take out this thing. And let's see, let's also buy some more stuff. So let's see over here. And meanwhile, just looking for layers and seeing if I can just expand and expand and expand. Leave the village, yeah, Tome of Enlightenment. Then I can have more copies of cards in my deck. So far, not so useful, but let's see. Shieldcliff Glade, where is that? Oh, it's all the way down there. Yeah, no, I don't want it. So let's see if we can find some more glades. Yeah, Elvis Magi. Let's hope that we don't immediately lose our Better Skull just after we gained it. So as long as we find a red, I think we are in good shape. But of course, we do need to find a red. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh, this is really, really bad. Yeah, okay. We immediately lose our Better Skull again. Oh well, what can you do? Yeah, and that is fine. Let's see, no, I didn't want this. Let's see if we can find some more stuff on the map. Yeah, why not? And let's take a mulligan. Keep this hand. Is it a good guy to keep? Yeah, I'll keep it. Deck is a little bit top heavy. Let's see if we can survive long enough for all this stuff to come in. I think I want a mana creature, so this guy over here is going to be just fine. And then Wild Wanderer for, let's do for another mountain. Yep, just keep the mana creature around. And then, yeah, let's make this big ass Pelaka worm. That seems quite nice. Yeah, I have a giant grove, so I would enjoy it if they blocked. 1, 2, 1, 2, and everything to Keza. And yeah, seems like the giant grove was quite good there. And we won. Great. Do I want this stuff? No, I'll take another dungeon clue. Hey, another mana link. Lawrence Sanctum. Yep, let's head over there. And so you get a little bit of a gist of, hey, what is Shandalar, right? Where it's just all about just updating your deck and becoming stronger and stronger. Like, oh, Bloods and Mill, that is very, very far away. Highly likely I'm not going to run there to battle that guy. Oh, Thieves Hideout. That is one of the few negative ones that you can get. Sometimes Thieves Hideout, they take half of your money and then you are not so happy. Let's see, red cards I do like, so let's see if we can maybe get a lightning bolt or a flame tongue over there. Great, so flooded strand would be quite nice. Something that I would not mind playing. And of course you can always have something like this where they mulligan to 1 and then even the very, very strong decks, they can become, they can crumble. And that seems the case here, so let's see. Yeah. And let's overrun 10 damage, upscale, and then kill them. Good. Yeah, I like those lands, so at least a flooded strand, and I am teleported. Let's see where we are at. Oh, that is quite lucky, because now we can battle the sorcerer. I'm going to go there quickly, so I'm going to pay off some of these enemies, because, well, it would be nice to not give up this city. If we are lucky, yeah, we are lucky, yeah. So, yeah, let's just make bunch of guys and attack here. Ooh, ATOG here seems quite strong. Let's keep attacking with this guy over here. And let's make this Rakdos Carnarium. And I think I'm going to block when he uses, because here he sacks one thing and I can still eat it with my Barbarian. And let's see, Sword of Fire Eye is so very strong. Yeah, let's put it on our Yafimaya Barbarian because then it can't be blocked. Oh, I should have shot him, but sometimes these games go so quickly. Let's see, do I want any of that? No, let's take a Dungeon Clue. And yeah, let's battle another sorcerer. So I'm now at about an hour, so I think I'm going to quit Shandalar quite soon. So let's do this one last battle and then I'm going to close off. So let's see, let's make another one of these Wild Wanderers and then let's continue. Lord of Shattered Skull Pass and then level it up. I think that's going to be quite strong. And then let's see if they want a double block, which would be amazing for me because those are quite good mana creatures. Yeah, and let's keep on hitting them until they die. That seems like a good plan. Let's see, do I want any of that? Yeah, maybe Char. Char seems quite strong. And I get a duplicate card of my choice. In this case, I think I want another Stoneforge Mystic, because then I can start building a deck. And here, yeah, another Sorcerer. I want another Stoneforge Mystic. So what I'm going to do, what I'm looking for to optimize this deck is, yeah, get some more Stoneforge Mystics in there. Then find the mana base, so look for fetch lands and then go into the dungeons for the jewel lands, and then I'll hopefully make like this nice Naya deck that has a little bit of acceleration, some versatility with the equipment package and the Stoneforge Mystics, some nice Flametone Kavus to keep the opponent under control. And then eventually get also some Living Wishes that you can access stuff from the sideboard, like the Eldrazi's and other fun stuff like that. So I'm well on my way to do exactly that. So I'm going to close off, but I was quite happy with this run, even though, yeah, there were some unlucky matches where we lost very good cards. So I think the Better Skull we lost a couple of times. But hey, what can you do? You can always find those cards again. But this is just to give you a little bit of a sense of, hey, what Shandalar is. Hopefully this helps.